this better? And let's get started. First a sip. So tasty. Anyways, guys, it's time for the live weekly evaluation yet again. That is what we do here. We put up some challenges Monday through Friday. We execute on them and then we evaluate live on the Fridays. Looking back at the week, what has happened, what has not happened, and then I share reflections and insight, try to conclude it in a... Well, I always say that, I'm gonna be condensed, but then I always end up being way too lengthy. But today I'm really gonna try to crush it down because I do have work to attend to. So let's get started. First off, I just have to say, I woke up this morning and I felt like shit. Like the anxiety I sometimes have was one of those days, and it often happens as a result of having these intense weeks, and then you wake up and have a little bit of time to reflect, and then it all just happens. It's hard to pinpoint, but it's just like lack of happy hormones, dopamine, and through my self-esteem work with myself, the tools and the learnings I've brought into my life as a result of my work with this the last 6 months, I have been able to bring myself back to a good state, to a great mood. I know myself and I know how to address these feelings so I can get myself back to this happy place. It's not an easy journey. It's gradual. It takes time. It has taken me 3 times to get back to where I want to be, but I'm here now. And that is something I want to share with you guys. This is not what this video is going to be about, but it's just something I'm excited about right now, and something that this whole self-esteem building thing that we're doing here can benefit you with if you actually are willing to take these practices in. But for now, let's get into the week and what has happened. First a sip again. So tasty. I just need a raspberry. No. Oh, can I please? No, I have to. No. So, what have we been doing? Well, we kind of had a new theme this week. It's facing fears. Sorry. And facing fears is very similar to the rejection therapy challenges we've been doing previously. It is about designing some kind of action request or question to put out there to the world, so we can learn how to handle rejections, we can learn how to go against the fears that we have in order to reach those goals that we have. Because that's like kind of the new theme here. I want us to live the life we want to live, the life we have the possibility to live. But it's something that won't come to us if we don't put in the necessary actions. I mean, it's so easy to be comfortable with the work you have, to be comfortable with watching series and just have a good life, because it's so easy to have a good enough life today, at least in the Western world where we are living, where I am living, in Sweden, Stockholm. But the thing is, you have the potential to do so much more. You truly have, and that potential won't be reached unless you put in some hard effort, strategizing, living the purposeful life that you have the potential to live. And this challenge is so much in alignment with the purposeful living, the 5th pillar from the book, The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem, and how we build our self-esteem. Because in that pillar, which I was all about a couple of weeks ago, Nathaniel Branden, the author, outlined 4 steps for how to live a purposeful life. The first step is to define goals and purposes. Well, it doesn't have to be with your life purpose, but it could be in a smaller perspective. So I outlined a 5-month plan that week in how to live a more purposeful life in career and business mainly, because I decided, this is an area that needs my attention right now. So I sat down and I outlined my goals, and I outlined the purposes for why that is important to me. having that deep motivation for why you're doing something, it's so important. But the second step in this living purposeful is all about the action plan, actually thinking about what needs to get done to reach those goals. And that is mainly what this week has been about. I have outlined some actions that I know will take me towards the direction I want to go, towards the 5-month plan, where I have some end goals that I want to check off as marked. Because after this action plan, it comes in, we enter the third phase of monitoring our behavior, actually looking at what we are doing. I know we have these actions. Am I actually doing these actions? Am I doing them in a productive way? Am I choosing efficient ways of working to get those things done, those smaller tasks? Am I applying productivity principles? Am I focusing on one thing, or am I multitasking, watching my phone, eating food, working out, doing other stuff that's not really important, hindering me from making those things happen? That's the third thing. That is something I have failed on miserably, partially this week. I will get more into those details later. And then we have the fourth issue of living purposefully, and that is actually evaluating the outcomes. You have gone through the loop, put up some goals, you had some actions, you did them, and that now you're evaluating what the result was. Because even though you had this magnificent plan, it's not certain that you are gonna reach that, or that plan is gonna give you the outcome that you actually wanted. Or maybe you had an outcome you wanted, but it wasn't really what you wanted. You didn't realize that until you got there, but still it was a learning process, it was a journey, because life is a journey. Everything is not gonna be, you can't outline the future perfectly. You never know what you want until you get it, in some sense. But that's part of having a strong self-esteem, to enjoy this process, to have these small objectives that gradually take you towards where you want to go, but being able to enjoy that journey. It is so fun to just grow, whether it is a small goal and maybe it wasn't what you really wanted, but you still made progress. You still showed yourself that you were able to do that. You set out a goal and you did take you to that goal. That capability of being able to replicate over and over again, putting up a strategy and moving you towards where you want to go. Getting way too repetitive, sorry about that. But so that is what this week has been about. I outlined some goals. The objectives of the week were, am I gonna say simple or 5? I don't know. We had 5 objectives. The first objective was to reach out to a person and ask for advice. Asking for advice that will bring you closer to your goals. For me, that was my Friday end goal, which was all about sending in a business plan, a business idea for a big competition that I wanted to apply for. That was the Friday goal, and I'm getting way ahead of myself. And so Tuesday was about making other people that I wanted to acknowledge my presence, or just realizing that, hey, I exist, to reach out to some of those people. I didn't know who those were, but I just said, okay, objective number 2, Tuesday, find some people and reach out to them. Let them know you exist. And Wednesday was all about negotiating, trying to maybe bargain, because it's such a good skill to have within business and career. Just being able to play with those social skills, negotiations, whether it's whether you're applying for a work or you actually want to make a good deal if you're a salesman, or maybe you want to go to a restaurant and you're having this argument, dialogue in your family, and you want to have the skills to be able to actually get your family to go to the restaurant you want. It's just a universal skill that is applicable to so many areas, and maybe above all, it's super fun. And Thursday, ask for feedback. Reach out to people and just get feedback on something that will also help you get towards your end of the week goals. Whoa, excited. Sip. So tasty. So unprofessional of me drinking like that in the middle of the stream, but hey, I need my protein. Anyways, so that was the objectives I had, and well, it both went super awesome well, and it really went to shit. Let's start with the good thing. And Monday, reaching out to this person, and this was the most scariest thing I've done in, I don't know, it was super scary, let's just say that. And the thing, it really didn't have to be. I had actually called the CEO, or actually I didn't call the CEO, I tried to get hold of the CEO 2 weeks ago on another challenge, also in alignment with this business plan. But I wasn't able to reach her. But I was able to leave her a message. And that message resulted in an innovation manager contacting me from the bank and said, hey, it sounds interesting what you want to discuss here. I said I want to discuss my business idea. And he said, give me a call and we can talk about it. So that was what I did on Monday. I actually posted a video on that. And you can see how freaking nervous I was. So we had a call. We discussed, and boy, was that intense. But it was also such a good experience for me, because it opened this door to reach out to other people and actually putting out a business idea. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I always had so much ideas, but never actually doing something real about it. It's so scary. But to do that, I'm spitting here, to actually put out some real action into the world, it made it all so real. It made those thoughts be clearer. It was just a magnificent moment, or at least afterwards, what it resulted in, because I didn't really take this business competition so serious. Well, I thought I did, but after the call, it made me think about it for real. Like, yeah, you have the possibility to win $25,000 or $300,000. It's kind of the prize money for the competition to get you started. And that just, boom. Think about this, Alex. If you actually put some serious effort into this, maybe it's not that big of a chance, but there is a chance. There is a small, tiny chance that you can actually win this. And this could actually be your future laid out for you. And that got me so excited. So that small conversation, which was only a small little objective from another challenge, it just blew my whole world up, and it made me think in so many new ways and paths, and opened this door. And that small little action, surface level, it would not have seemed that it would have that potential, but that small little action, it fundamentally changed so much thoughts and perspectives within me. And that's what I want to share with you, that even if you just put up small goals and it may seem like shitty things, it may really bring some real value to your life. It may actually bring some perspective, because the thing is, sometimes you just need to put yourself in another pair of shoes to see things from another angle, or to just have this sense within you that this could be my reality. Just to play with different scenarios that could play out. That could be enough to just ignite you into a new direction, to push through that inertia of actually changing your everyday life that you are so comfortable in. I'm so comfortable in my work as an engineer. I really am. But it's not what I want to do. I want to get more into marketing. I want to do this kind of creative stuff that I really feel alive when I do, and I want to do that in the sense. I want to create a business and do that as well, but maybe that's not my path for me right now. Maybe I need to develop some skills within this area before I can do that. That's my reality. But what I'm trying to say is that you need to break the comfortable environment you are in, because I know you are there. At least that is the case for so many people that I know, that I've spoken to, and personally for myself. But by putting up these actions, the practice of living purposefully mainly here, and saying, hey, how can I apply this to my career? Starting to do that has totally changed where I'm going right now. And I feel so freaking excited about it, so I can't contain myself. And I love myself for doing this. I have boosted my self-esteem so much because I'm repetitively taking these small actions in the direction I want to go in. And if I hadn't had put up this purposeful living weekly objective now and the other week, I would have been still sitting at my work, comfortable, not changing much. Because the second objective, to reach out to someone, in the light of the excitement I felt from the first objective of talking to this guy, I thought, hey, what can I do here to actually change something? Well, I want to get into marketing. We do have a marketing department at my engineering company. I know it's not in the realm of what I'm doing right now. It's a totally different thing, but I have been hinting about that. That's something I like. That's something I do in my free time. I actually helped them doing a video once. And so I had this talk with my boss, telling him, I don't want to do this engineering stuff anymore. I want to get more into this business. So we actually have booked a meeting for next Tuesday, sitting down and talking about this. But above all, I sent an email to the head of marketing right now at my company, and I told her how I feel about this area, marketing, passionate about it, my channel. And I didn't anticipate it to lead to anything. Well, maybe I did, I don't know. But I didn't thought it would give me the feelings and more fuel to really think about this for real. And I actually got a really good reply from that email I sent, and she wanted to have lunch, and maybe I have opened up another door here to a new path. And I'm just so goddamn excited about it again. And I don't know, maybe I'm telling you way too much details about my life here. I love feedback on my reflections here, because I do want them to reflect how it's applicable to your life. I want to have some reference case of how this could benefit you, because again, these small actions can make all the freaking difference. And this week has been amazing. So much emotions and turmoil within me, which is also freaking exhausting. It really is. Because the end of the week goal, let's move ahead here, to actually send in my business plan, I was so determined to do that in like the perfect way. And I was just being this information junkie, listening to videos and audio clips about how to present a business idea, but also how to actually develop my business idea, because I want to use this knowledge I've raised about self-esteem and apply it to the millennials, the generation Y, and how they're coming out to the workforce and actually getting their self-esteem crushed because they are used to just getting everything they want through apps and just the social environment they're grown up to. They don't have any patience, and this is something that Simon Sinek talks a whole lot about. And I don't want to give you the details on that now, but I just got so sunk into the details around how I wanted to outline my business idea, so it actually robbed me. Well, it was my own prioritization, but I didn't prioritize. I didn't take enough time to actually sit down and write the whole thing. So it ended up with me actually taking the whole day off yesterday. I took a day off from my work to actually just sit down and outline my business idea. But I so underestimated the time it would take for me to do that, so I failed miserably. And this is what I started off with saying, that I didn't monitor my behavior in a proper way. I wasn't able to execute on my actions in a good way. I prioritized in a bad way, and it made me not being able to finalize and send in the application I wanted to send in. You see, that you were supposed to answer 3 questions for what is your business idea, how will this benefit the world, and how will you actually make money out of this business idea. And I started out with putting all this time and effort into answering the first question, and then I only had 3 hours left, so I started on the second, and then when I had 5 minutes left, I hadn't even started on the second question. I mean, how much of a fail is that? That is such bad behavior, such bad monitoring of the actions I was taking to get to where I wanted to go. I had a clear goal. I need to send this in Thursday evening before midnight. And I didn't do that. Well, I did send it in, but I left the second column blank. I referred to the first text I wrote, and so that was the big fail of the week. In these 5 pillars, the practice of living purposefully, the 5th one, in these 4 steps, outlining goals and outcomes, purposes for those, outlining actions, monitoring behavior, and then evaluating those outcomes. I was here yesterday, and I failed miserably on that. I did send something in, so I did receive an outcome. Well, I would have done that even if I hadn't sent it in. But I have an outcome today. I can look back at my week and see what I've done and what that led to. I'm still super proud of this week. It gave me so much energy and perspective on things, and I really want to just reach out to all the people that I see potential in how they could help me, but also how I can help them, like mutual exchange. But I was so afraid of that previously. Now that door is open. Now I'm hungry for that, because I see how it actually so rapidly moves me ahead towards where I want to go, and that in itself is just a tremendous outcome of this week, of this challenge, the progress I've made this week. And you see, it all started with 1 week challenge. 5 objectives. And it's so small, simple objectives. Well, some took some serious time and effort. But the small things that you can do as well can give you so much. Because when I outline these weekly challenges, I want you to adapt into your context, your situation. I want to make this journey with you. I'm not sharing this all on for egoistic reasons. I want to be a YouTube star. That's not at all my reasons. I mean, a whole lot of why I'm doing this, surely it is egoistic, because it makes me responsible to deliver to you guys. I'm telling you, I'm gonna do this, and I'm doing it. It's integrity all over. The 6th pillar in how to build self-esteem, matching your words and behaviors. So since I want to be this person with integrity, since I want to have this high self-esteem, it puts me in a situation where I really have to put in the action of doing these things. Of course, that's not the only reasons. I have my clear vision for where I want to go, and that's, of course, is the most motivating driving force to put in these hard actions. But this other social commitment brings so much value as well. And that is why I also urge you to commit to me when I put out these challenges. And that's why I want you to do these challenges. I feel that I owe it to the world to share how good this can make you feel, how it can fundamentally change your life. Because, as I've told you tons of times, I do feel like shit once in a while. But it's steadily moving in the right direction. A year ago, I felt I was way worse off. But since I do this journey, I learn how to handle myself, and I build my self-esteem. That above all just makes life so much easier, and it makes me able to live the life I want to. And I enjoy the process so much more. I just love my life, and I want you to love your life as well. And boy, am I on a talking rant today. But hey, I enjoy this. Life's fun, and when it's fun, do more of it. That's a key thing you should pick up on. When you're doing something you enjoy, spitting, then grab hold of that and make sure to do it again, because you're on to something. Enjoying life every freaking day. Am I trying to close this down or what? I think I am. I've said what I wanted to say, and maybe again I went too long. I don't know. So what if I did? I enjoyed it. I freaking enjoyed it. Sometimes I do weekly evaluations after quitting this challenge evaluation, and those weekly evaluations, those are the videos I get so many weird questions about. But why the heck are you sitting there silently and just doing nothing? That's because when I do those things, I look back at my week on my own. I evaluate what has happened, the actions I've done, not only from the objective perspective, the challenge of perspective, but in all my life areas, in all my goals I've outlined. And since I do journaling throughout the week, key tool for your personal development. Since I do a whole lot of journaling, I read through my journal and the reflections I've put out there, and I get clear on my list and all the thoughts I put into my system. Microsoft OneNote, where I store my whole life. And it's so important to get clear and get to zero every Friday, for me at least, so I can start all over again, so I have clarity in where I am. Once again, going back to this 4-step method for how to live purposefully, that's when you close that loop in the week perspective and you start over. You have gone through it, and now a new loop starts all over again. You put out new weekly goals, you put out actions, you monitor your behavior throughout that week, and then Friday comes again and you are actually evaluating what has happened. And then the loop starts all over. And we have these loops in the smaller perspective, but we also have these loops in the bigger perspective. The 1 month, the 5 month, the 1 year perspective. That's how you work with yourself. That's how you grow in an efficient manner. Of course you can just grow on random. We all keep growing in some sense, but it's just a matter of how much you're growing. Some people are actually reversing in their growth, but that's a whole different story. But my point was, today it's not going to be any weekly evaluation, because since I took the whole day off yesterday, that means I do have to work in some hours today, so it's going to be a long day today. But hey, I still enjoy my work. Even though I'm very comfortable in it, it's still fun. So that's what I'm gonna get into right now. I hope you enjoyed this video. I sure as heck did. And I also hope that you got something out of it. Well, what I've hopefully have given you is some fuel to do this on your own, because it doesn't matter if you are motivated or feel intrigued to do something. I mean, I'm an information junkie. I go through so much videos and information and books about how to change your life. But it doesn't matter if you don't put them into action, if you don't implement. That's why that's why I 6 months ago, or even more, choose one book, The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem, and I said, hey, this is the thing that I believe is going to make the most difference. That is why I'm going to choose this, and I'm going to go all in on this, nothing else. And that has worked tremendously well for me. So decide one area and give that your attention. You can't be all over the place. Believe me, I've tried. Boy, have I tried before. But it fails. It always fails. So I hope I've given you some fuel to actually take some action next week. Because next week, or actually this Sunday, the next week's challenge is going to come up. I haven't decided what it's going to be about yet. I do have some Taiwanese and friends coming to visit next week, so that also is going to steal some of my time away, but that shouldn't change your reality. The objectives will be there in the Sunday video. Make sure to come back to my channel and look at that when it's up. And if you don't want to miss it, make sure to subscribe so you actually know when something is happening. I do believe you have to click some notification bell there if you actually want the notification coming in too. But with those words, I am gonna wave goodbye. I'm gonna wish you a freaking great weekend, and then I'm gonna say that my name is Alexander Nilsson. I'm gonna do this salute, and I'm gonna say bye bye guys, bye bye. Then I'm gonna find the stock.